Williams trailed 3-0. It looked as if he was going to lose 4-0.
Thank you. Frame 5. Mark Williams.
But Wilson passed up 3 match-clinching chances in the last frame. Williams made a 68 break to reduce his arrears to 3-1. And although 2 down with 3 to play is still quite a mountain to climb, at least he's still in it.
Yeah, one thing we know, Mark Williams is blessed with probably one of the best temperaments, if not the best temperament, in the game of snooker.
One.
Nice half ball red from Williams's break off, but not on the colour.
Kyron Wilson. 1.
I don't think Williams will be getting too excited yet about the prospect of a successful recovery. But all he can do is stick to his game, stick to his method, try and put some pressure on his opponent. And I guess the question is also how Wilson will be affected by missing so many match-clinching chances in the last frame. A minute's thinking time.
Mark Williams always knew he was going to be leaving this red to left middle, but he was just hoping that he could get the cue ball as awkwardly placed as possible into that bunch of reds.
How many balls is he bridging over? Awful lot. But not enough.
1.
Yeah, it was nicely played, and he's got a perfect angle on green if he wants to go into the bunch here. There is 3, certainly 2 open reds. I don't know if the one closest to black goes to the right corner, so he might choose to play one of those first.
Three. Four.
Just play a nice soft cannon here. The red next to the black, just push that towards the left corner pocket. Now here's where I think he needs to be
11
to get a nice angle on the blue to go into the pink. As I say, there's one loose red, but it's always best to go into the bunch before you take the last red. And he couldn't almost pick the cue ball up with his hand and put it in a better spot. Maybe an inch too far if you're being picky, but right into the pink, and so important to catch this pink full in the face.
Well, didn't get the pink full in the face. It's turned out okay.
Yeah, the contact in the pink was
17.
thick enough that the action he had in the cue ball, he didn't lose the cue ball down near the black cushion. Stayed in open play. I think he can play for the black here, possibly. Maybe not, because the black's going to be blocked off. It goes back on its spot. I was going to say it's a big pocket, that left corner with a red there.
$80.
I think I might have been tempted to play for the black off that red. It's pretty much unmissable along that cushion towards that left corner pocket.
Well, maybe that was he should have played on.
$20.
Oh, he's looking to possibly play in the black now. It's more difficult along the cushion to the right corner pocket, and because the red to the left of the black is there, the way he's cueing is screwing this back. Wow, that's well hit. Look at the action he's got the cue ball there. He can't believe where he's finished.
Thanks. 21.
That's a prodigious screw with the rest. More than he intended. Almost finished on nothing. In fact, he can't pot the brown. He's not got an easy continuation.
Kyron Wilson. 21.
Well, the way he's played it, I presume there's a plant on to the right corner. There they are.
Anyway, it was another good chance
One.
that Wilson failed to convert.
$3. $4. Mark Williams. 4.
Well, I didn't think he'd miss it. It was rather reminiscent of the pink he missed along that rail in the penultimate frame of the World Championship. It was match ball to beat John Higgins, but he missed it. Higgins cleared up, and Williams very creditably made a 60-odd in the next frame to take the title on 18-16 margin. But now, in the here and now, this is another match-clinching chance for Wilson.
$1.
Yeah, I think the black that Mark just missed, most players would have put a little bit of stun on the cue ball there, but that's the way he plays them. So you can't say it's the wrong way. He always likes to drop them in dead weight. See the angle he's got on it, most players would try a little stun just to bring the cue ball out of it.
6.
But he's certainly not played today as if he's brimming with confidence. Say,
7.
Black was tentative, even by the way he normally plays the shots.
Anyway, this is yet another match clinching chance for Wilson.
$50.
Well, it wasn't the cleanest pot on the
22.
black, but it's in. And he got the cannon. So red, black, red
23.
is going to be enough.
$30.
So this is effectively match ball.
$31.
So Wilson is going to be playing again this evening
36.
against the winner of the next match between Judd Trump and Luca Brissell. There have been some
37.
good things in his performance, though not failing to convert several match clinching chances before this one. Williams will be disappointed with his display
43.
and isn't really playing a patch on how
Kyle
he was
Wilson.
playing last
43.
season.
Great.
So there's the
Time up.
handshake.
Good
Kyle
luck.
Wilson
Okay.
beats Mark Williams by 4 frames to 1.
Win over the world champion Mark Williams. He is through to tonight's final with a pretty convincing 4-1 win over the reigning world champion. So Neil and Alan, both of you called this. Both of you thought Kyron would win today. Was this a result of Kyron Wilson playing out his skin, or was Mark Williams a little bit off the pace today?
Well, I don't think Kyron, before the match, he probably wouldn't have thought he would win so easily playing as he did, because he missed quite a few balls, but he was just a bit too strong for Mark Williams, who right now isn't anywhere near the World Championship form, for reasons only he can deal with, I guess. You know, he's a little bit lacklustre today, I thought.
It is difficult, though, I suppose, to maintain that level. And, of course, all the distractions that come after winning a world title. You know, I remember talking to Stuart Bingham, very similar situation after his world title. He did go off the boil for a wee while afterwards.
Yeah, sometimes there can be a reaction. I said at the top of the show today, I'm glad he enjoyed it, because so you should. He's been around a long time. He should enjoy these moments. But I think there's a little bit of shock treatment, in the way that he's played today, Mark, because that's as poor as I've seen him for a couple of years.
Let's have a look at some of the key shots then, and just talk us through some of the shots here.
Well, I mean, here you see the situation is you think he's going to win the frame. This was a strange shot. You know, Stephen thought he played to knock the pink out. Alan's not so sure. Either way, what he did do was play a poor shot. And to be honest, if that was bad, the next shot was just presenting the frame, wasn't it?
Yeah, but again, for a player of Mark's class, first of all, hitting the pink almost full ball I don't think you'd ever see him do that. And then the mistakes just kept on coming, and he just never settled. Plays the best shot of the match here, coming up this little blue. I mean, Stephen loved it in the box as we did in here, and you thought, well, that's a good sign. Maybe things are going to click into gear, but it just It just didn't happen.
It should have really ignited his game, I think that. But you know, one thing Kyron is, he's very, very tough player. He plays hard match snooker. He's not got as much flair as some of the other guys on the tour. But that was a beautiful shot, you know, and that, I think this was where the match changed. You know, Williams, if he had won that frame, that was a great shot earlier on the blue. All of a sudden it's 2-0 and he's under it, isn't he? You know, in the best of 7.
Mark would have been sitting in his chair there with a 25-point lead, couple at one red safe, but I think that was the shot that changed everything in the match, and Kyron got a bit stronger towards the in frame 3 here, and a good double to finish the frame off. But
because he came back into the frame, didn't he, and got to 35 behind, and then he tried to get back into it again. You know, Mark was battling for everything he had, got snookers, but in the end, you know, Kyron Wilson was 3-0 up. Strangely enough, at 3-0 up, you know, Kyron struggled a bit in the next frame, didn't he? I bet he couldn't quite believe how it was going, and he didn't finish the match off as easily as he should have done, Alan.
Yeah, the other thing that Kyron Wilson for me has to brush up on is his cue ball. Compared with the other top players, he's nowhere near. His cue ball's, frankly, it was today it was all over the place. But I think generally he needs to improve on it, as we see him struggling to get over the line there. But I mean, he put the match away well in the end, but he didn't play his best, so he'll have to go, you know, back in the practice table, work on a couple of things. As I say, especially his cue ball. Stephen made a good point. Most players would stun that in, because even when the cue ball getting to reach the black there, it can veer offline.
And look at his reaction there. You saw sitting in his chair on that shot on the black. You know, he doesn't show a lot, Mark, but he's all very phlegmatic about winning and losing. But when he misses this, you know, it's if say, I don't know, he's not happy to play like he has, you know, and it's just one of them things, you know. He knows he's got to improve. It is a long season. I reckon come the World Championships, he'll be ready to go through it all again. But you have to remember, it's a long, hard slog, 17 days at the Crucible. And I think he's just almost on autopilot at the moment, really.
Struggling to put the shots together, much like my words at times today. After the break, we'll get into our second match of the day, because we've got Judd Trump in action, taking on Luca Brecel for a place in tonight's group final against Kyron Wilson.